Welcome to Give Me Hope with your host and author, Johanna Vendel. Come join the conversation as Johanna focuses on sharing impactful personal narratives of loss. Her platform provides a safe space for individuals to express themselves, find comfort, and build connections as they navigate their grief journey. So now, please welcome the host of Give Me Hope, Johanna Vendel.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Give Me Hope with Johanna. Today, I have a very interesting story that you all are going to love. I met this person in Hollywood when we were at the International Impact Book Awards, as we both were finalists for Author of the Year 2025 this year. We met in Hollywood, and he has the most amazing story that you are going to hear today. So let's not take any more time. Let's introduce Pate Muse IV. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, heck of an intro. Heck of an intro.
Well, when I met you in Hollywood, Pate, um, I was, I think you could see I was sitting with my mouth open, like, what? You
Yes,
know, when I heard your story. And I am so excited to share it with people, because we all need a little bit of hope now and then. We
absolutely.
all think our lives are the worst and
Yeah,
nobody else's life is worse than ours. And then you hear other people's stories, and I just love hearing stories. So, how about you start by telling the people who you are before you were an author?
okay, so before I was an author, I was still Pate Muse IV. Um, I partied. I was into sports. I was, that's really about it. Just working, partying. I was into sports um, before I was an author and really just living life. I was young. Um, right around that, I guess, 21, 22-year-old age and things of that nature. So, doing everything that every other 21-year-old does. I was into cars and the racing. I was into like show cars, and then I got into racing as I got older. And come to find out, my dad was into it, so it's kind of just trickle down type of situation. So, yeah, that's who I was. Just happy go lucky and living life, full of life, life at a party.
And what work did you do? Or do you still work?
Yeah, I absolutely still work. So my works for my family business. We do security, doing like fire access control, security cameras, and all those stuff like that. So I've been doing that since I've been about 18 years old.
Wow, that's interesting. That's nice. It's always nice to be part of a family business.
Yeah, it has its definitely times. It has its up, it has its downs, but it's pretty cool. You deal with it's kind of crazy. Like you like, okay, we're gonna have a staff meeting, then you'd be like, okay, well, we're gonna go to dinner with my family. It's the same people. It could be pretty
Let's go have a barbecue and talk about business.
right. Exactly, pretty much because that's exactly what ends up happening. Did you do? Oh, I forgot about that. Did you?
Oh, sweet. That is so sweet. So let's get into your story that you have to tell us. So, first, tell us before you wrote your book how it became that you are who you are today. Because if I am going to say too much, I don't want to say too much
No.
because I would like to show people a before photo of you. Will that be okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Good. So this is how you looked, hey?
Yeah.
Tell me, how is it that someone gets like this? All the partying?
So at partying, eating what you want at whatever time you want, how you know anything that you want, and all those things like that. And for me, I was in the sports, so I ate a lot. Of course, we weightlifting, we're doing these things, and things like that. But at that young of an age, your nutrition just not all the way,
Mm.
on to the point of which it should be, right? So I'm eating anything and everything that I wanted, and that's pretty much how that happened. I was eating, and then I ended up getting shot at a high school party,
Oh my word.
and then I kept eating, but I wasn't active. So that's what led to the major weight gain at that point. Because I was a bigger guy, I was a lineman, I was offensive lineman, so I was a bigger guy already, and
Yes.
I being active just did not help. So yeah, that's how that happened.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that you are still here if you got shot. Do you
Yeah,
mind telling us what happened?
yeah,
Or
no problem. It was a very thinking back on it, it was just a random night. I'm a high school kid. I'm going to a high school party that I got invited to. It's at a hotel. So you thinking, okay, it's nice and different things of that nature. And we go to the party, we have a great time, and we're all getting ready to leave. I have a 12 o'clock curfew. So, my parents didn't play about curfew. So I was telling the people that rode with me at the time, like, it's time to go. Okay. So we getting out of there, and all of a sudden, a line of cars pull up. You don't think nothing of it. It's a party, right? People coming and going and all those things of that nature. And we get in the truck, and I had a fixed up truck at the time because it wasn't nothing fancy. It was a 1988, GMC Jimmy 500. It was worth about $500, but I had it from the age of like 15. So before I could drive, I took the whole like year, had it worked on. Me and my dad, we had the interior worked on, put some music in, it did all this stuff. So it was a nice looking,
see,
truck.
those are the special moments.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is why that car has so much value to you.
Yeah, and so when I was leaving, they tried to block me off, and I was like, not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, okay. And so I try to go again. They try to cut me off again, and then it kind of clicks as like, what's going on? It's like, oh, they finna try to. And I had the girl I was dating at the time with me. I had my friend with me, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna put their a life in danger behind whatever they finna do. So I
Mm.
just hit the gas, and I ram them out the way, and they jump back in. They swerve, and um not going they get back in front of me, of course, but because I hit them and I almost hit them into a ditch, but it didn't quite, they were able to get out of it. And so they end up right back in front of me. Because like I said, in 1988 GMC Jimmy, it topped out. Fastest speed was like 70 miles an hour back then for that vehicle. So it wasn't a fast vehicle.
Mm.
So uh he ends up further down the road from me. He gets out the vehicle and he just starts shooting. So I ducked down behind the steering wheel like this.
Oh,
And my friend at the time, like he's shooting, he's not hitting me. He didn't hit me. He did shoot four other people that night, one of which was his cousin. But um, I ducked down behind the steering wheel. She's on the floorboard, and he's screaming and yelling. He's like, "Oh man, I gotta get out of here! I gotta get out of here!" And he jumped out. When he jumped out, the light came on, and that I guess allowed him to see me that he was shooting, but he didn't hit me.
mm.
So he shot one more time, and it came through the front windshield, ricocheted off the dashboard, caught me right in the arm, and it went out the window. So when it hit the dashboard, I just did like this, and it hit my arm instead of my chest. And
Oh
when
my word.
they did the analysis, when the police department did the analysis, they was like, "You lucky. You wouldn't have threw your arm up, you wouldn't have been here." So
My goodness. So was this just road rage or was it actually someone from the party?
well, apparently, when I figured it out later on in life, it was a girl. She was dating this older guy. He was an older guy, and he came, I guess, for her. So I'm not really sure what his deal was, but we like 17, 18 back in them days. He was like 30 something. So yeah, it was just, I guess I'm not really sure what his deal was, but yeah, crazy situation, and
My
thankful
word.
to be here, and but that's yeah, that was the getting shot situation. It was definitely a crazy time on the physical
Oh,
therapy and trying.
I've also been involved in shooting before,
Really,
um, but I also didn't get shot. But um, I mean, I was in the same building when
mm,
someone else got shot, and the person ran past me and shot the other lady,
mm,
and then end up killing himself as well afterwards. And I think I was like 10 meters away from
wow,
him, when he ran in to the store. He
mm,
was literally not even a meter away from me. And oh my word, I'm like, what? Is that a real gun? You
yeah,
know? And then all of a sudden you hear bah, bah, bah,
mm,
bah. And then both of them were dead
see,
so quickly, that something can happen. But
oh
it is nerve-wracking, to think you must now see how a friend dies,
mm,
and you must have all those memories in your head and grow up with it now and live with it. Um, it is it's something that just came up now when you started to speak about it, and it's like something that you want to forget, but
yeah,
it's part of your life. It happened, and it's little things like this that makes you stronger and that makes you think, wow, if that bullet ricocheted and hit you the wrong way, you were not going to be here. And did that motivate you then to take the next step of your life to become more healthier? You want to tell people about your book, and then about everything, how positive you are now.
yeah. So honestly speaking, after that situation, I spent all my time trying to um forget it. Like you said, I
Mm,
spent my time just wanting to get back to my normal life. That's what I kept telling myself. Like, I want to get back to life. I want to get back to life. I want to get back to my normal life. And so after that, that's when I got into, I'm 20 out. It happened when I was like 17, 18, like right in my junior year in high school. So my mom, it scared the heck out of her. So she had me homeschooled my senior year of school.
mm,
Um, and after that, um, I got a little bit of freedom after I got about like 20, 21, things of that nature. That's when I got a curfew and things like that. Cause, I'm still living in home with my parents. So,
mm,
their house, their rules, of course. It didn't really like it affected me, like large crowds affected me for a little bit and I didn't realize it. Um, Club scenes and stuff like that bothered me a little bit and I didn't realize it at first. I've since pretty much gotten past most of those things because time. It's been so long since then, and so yeah, I did that, partied a lot, gained a bunch of weight, and things like that. And way back when, my mom was trying to get me to go to therapy, and I wouldn't go. I was like, I don't need this. I'm not going. And so I started partying and stuff instead, started working a lot and all those things like that. And at the time, I thought that I was just doing, what everybody else does. I thought that I was doing, living life, being happy, and all those things like that. Because I was determined not to let that situation dictate my life. So um, after that, when I really kind of woke up. My dad, he has had, health issues my whole life. He's diabetic and been through, different things like that. And so I knew, watching him over the years, working close with him, that
mm.
I didn't want, that. And so they would always tell me, you don't want this, you don't want this, you need to do so much weight. But I was like, I'm not worried, yeah, okay. And so one day me and him were working and we're working in a warehouse. We're doing our security thing, working in the warehouse, and they had a pallet scale. And the last time I weighed myself, it was about 300 and something pounds or something like that. So I knew I needed to make a change, but it wasn't really on the front side of my mind because I was hanging out, I was having a good time. It wasn't really slowing me down from anything in life at that point. I would go to the doctor, they tell me I was pre-diabetic, stuff like that. But I'm young, it's like, oh,
Yes.
whatever. So,
And another thing is when you are a little overweight, you feel normal, you don't feel like you are overweight. You're still doing
mhm,
things and this and that, but you realize, oh my word, I needed to buy a bigger size pants or I needed to buy a bigger size clothes.
mhm,
Personally, I have also lost quite a lot of weight this year because I was also focusing on losing weight. So I'm also down 40 pounds this year. So I'm very proud of
crazy.
myself as well. So I know that feeling, when you think you look at yourself and you're like, I still look fine to myself, but then you start to look at pictures, you start to hide behind other people in pictures and things like that. And you don't want to take a picture anymore. And you look at yourself and you don't feel like you want to be in a picture anymore. Like, no, take the picture. And that is everything that is keeping you back, till you get the motivation to then start to lose that weight.
Mhm.
And then what happened after you made that choice?
So once I stepped on that pedal scale that day and I realized, because like you said, I didn't know.
Mm,
You I've always been a confident guy. I was a confident guy when I was bigger. So like I said, it didn't really slow me down. But once
mm,
I realized that I was knocking on the door of 500 pounds, I was like, that's it. That's all it
mm.
took. I seen that and I was like, no, we got to do something about this. That's it. Like I knew I was, bigger, my back was, or different things like body pains. And I was like, no, we got to do something about this. So I prayed about it and I was like, okay, let me try to figure this out. I don't know what it's going to take. I thought in my mind, first thing I thought about is like most people probably, like I probably got to do the gastric sleeve. Maybe I'm too far gone, all those things like that. So I was like, well, let me pray about this and try to figure out what to do. So,
Yes,
I,
because when you are so big, it feels like I'm never going to lose all that weight, you know.
right, right,
Um, I'm trying so hard, and especially for women, it is even harder than men because our hormones are different, and it keeps a lot of weight on us. And especially if you are depressed or in stress, your body cannot lose that weight. Is when you have a little bit of a happier and more positive mindset, that is when everything just starts to fall off by itself, I
absolutely.
think.
Women, men, the cortisol level is one of the most big. That's the biggest thing for women. With
Yes.
women I've helped in coaching and things like that, cortisol level and stress level that will dictate a lot.
Plays a big role. I
Yes,
agree.
yeah. So after
So
that,
how, if you can give before we go too far, now that you were speaking about you training women,
mhm,
if you can give women a little tip of how to get their cortisol levels down, because stress and depression is something else.
mhm.
But what will you say they should do?
Okay, so for stress and depression, the first thing I recommend people to do is just to first sit down and take a long look in the mirror and just figure out what the problems are. Because most people, they just going through life. Everybody's, a lot's going on right now. Most people just trying to make it and things like that. So just trying to figure out what the stresses are and what you can do about them. Just not overstress yourself, not be like, oh my God, how did I get here? And all those things like that. Hey, whatever it is, you're there. It's okay.
Yes.
We're working from here.
Yes.
This point
Let's
forward.
start today. Today is a new day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's start to do things better than what we did yesterday.
absolutely. So do that. And then once you kind of figure out where the problems are, then you can kind of figure out, okay, well, what can I do in this situation that works for me? Or if you're overweight, so maybe you start walking, maybe you run, maybe you just start with your diet first, because maybe being active isn't really your thing. That's not what you really
Mm.
want. You just want to maybe eat a little less and see how that works out. Try it. Do the thing that makes you happy. do it your way. Don't look at what worked for this person and that person and be like, oh, well, I got to do it like that. There's a million different ways to lose weight. What it ultimately comes down to, and what I try to help my clients with is what is it that you want to do, and how can we make this work for you? Or like, for me, when I was going through my journey, I was hyper focused on weight loss. For somebody else, they might not have that time. They may have kids, they may have things more important. And so they can just get it in, when they can get it in. So, okay, cool. We manipulate the plan for that and, push forward. But where there's a will, there's always a way. And the ultimate thing I want people to know is don't lose hope. There is a way. It can happen. You can do it. Don't fall victim to the whole, I can't do this, it's too far gone.
Yes, I agree with you so much. I was just previously speaking to someone else also, that the last thing you lose before you die is hope.
Mhm.
Every book begins with a story, but not every story is seen. The prestigious International Hope Book Awards were created to honor authors who write with purpose, courage, and heart stories that heal, inspire, and give hope to others who need it most. When you sign up, your work is not just entered into an award, it is welcomed into a global movement that values impact over popularity and meaning over trends. Authors benefit from international recognition, prestigious award credentials, professional certificates and seals, elevated visibility, and the opportunity to be honored, alongside voices that are changing lives through storytelling. Most importantly, your message is amplified, reaching readers, communities, and platforms beyond the page. Because your story matters, your courage matters, and the hope you share deserves to be recognized.
So don't lose the hope.
Absolutely.
It is a big thing, and that is why I have my podcast, because I have fallen into things like that. And now I want to give people hope, and that's why I called my podcast Give Me Hope with Johanna, because
Absolutely.
here I want people to come tell us things that has broken you down, like you cannot get up from where you are.
Mhm.
And then if you get that little bit of hope and you become more positive, like you said earlier, today is a new day,
Absolutely.
then you can make that difference. Every day you try a little bit better. Like for me, for instance, the most important thing that I need to learn is to drink water. I don't drink enough water. I know that. And I'm trying every day. Every day I try to like, let me drink a glass of water
Hmm.
before I drink a coffee. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't drink my water. Let me quickly drink a glass of water. So I'm trying to think about it. But when I'm thirsty, I don't feel like water. I feel like coffee.
That's understandable. I mean, it's hard to
It's
break those.
difficult.
Yeah, it's hard to break those cycles sometimes. And, they say it takes 21 days to break a cycle. So it definitely can be hard, especially if you enjoy coffee. Like I enjoy black coffee in the mornings as well. But I do try to drink so many liters of water. Like I kind of made my coffee my reward. If
Yeah.
I
Now,
have,
like you said, it takes 21 days to break a cycle. I always say it takes 21 days to make a new habit.
you go, you go.
So it's the same.
Same thing. Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Oh, that is so nice. Well, so if you can then tell me, what did you do to become so healthy and so health-minded?
Mhm. So for me, I once I realized, okay, where I was, and then I, have that realization moment, like, dang, I really did this to myself, So once I, realized where I was at and where I needed to go, I got hyper focused, and I promised myself once I got there, I would never go back. So that's kind of what has helped me sustain, where I am. I went and I did competitions and won 3 bodybuilding competitions and all these things of that nature. And so at this point, I can't, that's, I focus on what I enjoy. Like I still have things I enjoy, but at this point in the journey, I just try to make it work best for me. Like
Yes.
I'm this morning.
And
And
then you wrote a book. What
mhm,
is your book's name?
the determined life.
The Determined Life.
Hmm. Yeah, I wrote the book.
Wow.
Yeah, I wrote the book, The Determined Life, and I just wanted to help people because once I got to the other end of this and I seen that it's possible, I'm like, okay, I have a shirt. It says, "Ask me how I lost 300 pounds" on the back. Like people walk up to me all the time and they're like, "How did you lose 300 pounds?" And I'm like, "Diet and exercise." And they're like, "You're kidding me." A lot of people just don't think it's possible. So,
Yes.
yeah, for me, I see myself as keeping myself in order to be a representation of what is possible and what people can do, and also with the book, and just trying to help people, trying to help people live their best life because it's the best decision I've ever made.
Yes. So if you can tell us a little about your book, what do you describe in there?
So for my book, it's about my story, but it's not, a lot. It's not just about my story. There's things in there and questions in the book to make you like kind of take a look in the mirror and make notes of what you can do for yourself. If you are trying to lose weight, if you're trying to get started on your journey, it kind of just gives you the pointers of, hey, maybe you want to look in this area, look in that area, or what you can learn, about yourself
Mm,
to start your journey of losing weight and being healthy.
mm. What category did you write it in for, or what category does it fall under?
It falls under, it's a little bit of self health and wellness, but mostly health and wellness.
Oh, nice, nice. I was thinking maybe self-help, when you said that you have to look in the mirror and see where you are at, and make choices from there. It's
Mhm.
good to give people that um, option of look in the mirror, Um, I also say sometimes, a mirror can tell you so much. How quickly are we to look left and right
Mhm.
at other people?
Mhm.
And we have so much to say sometimes.
Mhm. A lot of the times people don't realize they looking in left, they looking right, but it's really you versus you. That's the only thing that matters. Like
That is
that, and,
exactly what I was going to get to.
yeah,
You.
and it's a lot of people that don't start because they're like, "Oh, I'm too old. Look at this person." And, oh man, look, it's people that didn't find success in life until they was 50 years old. You know,
Yes.
yeah, just you versus you. You're on your journey for a reason. That's why I'm big on the journey because you get to decide pretty much, based off the work you put in and where you're going and where you want to achieve, where you want to go, how you want to get there, when
Mm,
you there, there's going to be bumps like, how that is. There's going to be things to deter you. That's just the way it is. But
yes.
yeah, but you keep going and you can do it.
Yes. How old were you when you started to say, I need to make a change? And how long did it take for you to get to look like you look today?
So I started this and I was 20, between 29 and 30. I was 20, but
Okay.
started right between that year. It was 2019. I was 29, yeah, 29 and 30. It took me, you probably gonna laugh, but it took me 14 months to drop the weight. Which
Wow.
everybody's like, I was like,
And
damn,
how much did you lose in that 14 months?
245 pounds.
Oh, that is amazing. I am following someone now as well who has now lost almost 200 pounds in 2 years.
Hmm.
And it's like she is completely a different person, you know. And things like this motivates me because I think she was 3 times bigger than I was. And now she's really looking good. I mean, she's smaller than what I am now, you know. But I'm still determined, you know, to
You look great.
and go forward because I still need to lose a little bit more. I had 4 children, um,
Really.
and after my fourth child, it was difficult to lose that weight. And you work, 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 and you're always on the go, and you don't make that time for yourself. You know, it's all about making that time for yourself, just to get back on track. You know, and because it, someone also said to me, it's about what you put in there.
Yeah, that's one that.
Focus. If you make time for yourself, you're going to have time to make healthier food. But if you are so hungry, what are you going to do? You're going to take the first thing that's wrong just to eat it and feel better.
Yeah, that's why every Sunday I get together, I go to the store, I set myself up for success. I don't leave the room. Like if I'm going out, to do things and stuff, I have a little backpack. It has water in it, it has my healthy snacks in it, just in case. I don't ever want to have the excuse of, oh, I was out and did no, it's right here. It's in the car. Like I have no excuse.
Yes.
So the thing about it, I want to tell you, I didn't know you had 4 kids. You look amazing. I was like, when I'm sitting, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my God, you look amazing.
Well, if I can say, if you said you were 28 and it took you 14 months to look like this now, it makes you then how old? 31, 32?
So I've been on this. So I got started in 2019, and that weight loss portion was just the beginning. I've had 2 skin removal surgeries and all kind of things. So now I'm 35 and I'll be 36 next month.
Wow.
Yeah,
Next month, you're a December baby.
remember, baby.
Oh, me too.
What?
Yeah. What date are you?
Fourth.
4th. Well, I am 2 days before you,
What?
and I'm already over my 50s.
Really?
To be honest with you, this year, Pate, I will be the oldest sibling alive. I had 4 siblings,
Mhm.
3 sisters and 1 brother. My brother was the oldest living person. Mm, okay, let me say this. 3 sisters, 1 brother. I had a big sister and a big brother that was 1 year younger than her. And then I'm one of a twin, but I was the first one born. So I'm actually the middle one of the 5 children. And then we have a little sister. And my big brother, he lived till 51.
Wow.
My big sister, that was older than my big brother, she only lived to 48.
Mhm.
My twin sister, she died when we were 23.
Wow.
And then my little sister, she died in a car crash when she was only 43.
Wow.
So this year is like a special year, a sad year, but I try to be more positive this year because I will be 52.
Wow. You do not look it. You don't look it at all. You take good care of yourself. That's
Thank you.
a blessing. That's a
Thank
blessing.
you. Do you have a book trailer of your book?
I do. I do. I put my book out. It made a year in November. This November, it made a year.
Let's quickly play it for the people.
Absolutely.
For every great champion, there's a great story.
You have to eat the dream. You have to sleep the dream. You have to dream the dream. You got to touch. You have to
Put in the work,
when
You put in the effort, you can achieve what you want to achieve. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be all clean. It's not going to be all smart. But if you put in the work, it's worth it. You think you know, but you have no idea about the eternal life.
Well, that was a good book trailer. That's definitely motivating speech there.
I appreciate it. Look, because you know, a lot of people always assume with my book, they just assume, oh, it's about him and then winning shows and all that stuff like that and all that, but they don't expect it because nobody really knew. Not gonna say they didn't know. They knew of me getting shot, but nobody ever really knew the full story. They didn't know the the effects. They didn't know the therapy. They didn't know all the hard work that went into who I am today. So yeah, I just wanted to really set the stage for
Yes.
what it is.
It is so important that you get out of that depression stage because it's definitely depression that keeps you there, and you play everything over in your mind. And if you don't put that aside, it can really take over your life.
You know, when you do the work and you transform and you become the healthier version of yourself. You know, we all kind of think alike past a certain point. You know, we're
Yes, if we can motivate people with our stories, Pate, and I hope many people see your story as well, because if you can motivate even just one person out there that's watching this today, then you have done a good thing.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
believe in that.
Yeah, I believe that. You know, I've had a lot of people come and tell me, I really needed this book. I really needed, that conversation. I really needed, I've had conversations with people in all kind of little weird places, and it never gets old. It really never gets old. Like hearing people taking their life back,
Mm.
a very exciting thing, and it makes
It
me,
is. It
it makes,
is.
it makes my heart pump. It makes, it just
Me too. I'm also so excited when I hear about things like that. Uh, do you want to talk about the Hollywood event? Did you enjoy that?
it was cool. It was a cool event. My friend Michael Copeland, he won. And it was a good time. It was a good time. It was good to see, his excitement and him being excited about it because he was definitely, working hard for it, and things.
Yes.
And it was a good time. I was happy to see, faces, see people that I had seen in Phoenix earlier in the year and, things like that. And just celebrate the hard work, for a little while because we work hard on these books. A lot of people, a lot of it goes unseen. The hard work is just good enough. What do you think? The drafts, all that the stuff like that. So it was a good time just going and being excited to just be around like-minded people.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yes. I also enjoyed meeting many people there, and just the red carpet and the experience, and also the fact that you got there because you worked hard,
Right,
and
right.
if we can use your book, the name, Determined, um, you have to keep that determination, and go again, do it
Yeah,
again, and maybe one day you and I will maybe receive an award that says Author of the Year.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
No, that was cool. That was definitely a cool experience. Phoenix was a good time. Well, both of them were a good time. But yeah, it was cool. It's been a pretty good year for the book. To say I'm a first time author, a self published author, I didn't have really any expectations for the book. I just knew, it's something I wanted to do. And
Mm.
to see where it's gone, in a year's time, and more people are still asking me about it every day. It's very exciting. It's very, very exciting. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overjoyed. You
Yes.
know,
Are you working on anything new again?
absolutely, absolutely. I definitely. So I figured out that I want the book to be a series because this one ended with it ended right at my first show. So the second one, I'll probably take it to my second one and so on.
Yes, because now it's a year later, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, we're gonna work on that. Got some other things in the works that, like you said, in the new year that I'll be putting
Yes.
out, and filming and different things like that. It's a lot. There's a lot going on, but it's exciting. It's definitely exciting. It's a lot of work, but it is
It
exciting.
is a lot of work, but it's like you say, you have to be determined to see the end result, and then you work towards that.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you would like to tell people about your book, your story?
Absolutely. The one thing I want people to know about my book is when you read it with an open mind, read it with the mindset of, you want to take a look in the mirror. You want to learn from yourself from this book where to start, how to get started, and things of that nature. If you need any more help past that, you can definitely hit me up. I am a coach. I can help you with your fitness and weight loss goals and things of that nature. And yeah, that's that book. It's been a great. I always get, not gonna say choked up, but when I start thinking about it, I just get excited. I think about all the people that, like I said, had hit me up and told me I really needed this, I really needed that, and it's just good. It's good. It's good to pass it along.
Yes, and it's good to get that motivation from them again,
Right.
telling you that they enjoyed reading your book, and then it motivates you even more.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh,
I have really enjoyed speaking to you today.
absolutely. It's been a great time. You're a great host.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I just want to say good luck with everything that you put your mind to. I can definitely see that you are determined
Absolutely.
to get there.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
well done and keep going.
That's true. I definitely will. You do the same.
Good, good. Well, thank you for being on my show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Well, that was Pate. An incredible story. Thank you so much for watching Give Me Hope with Johanna. And if you have a story to share, please feel free to reach out to me because there are a lot of people that is in the same boat as you and I. Come tell your story, come share it with me, and let's give someone else there a little bit of hope. This is Johanna from Give Me Hope with Johanna, and I will be back next week with another incredible story. Have a good day and goodbye.
This has been Give Me Hope with your host, Johanna Vendel. Join Johanna each week and harness the transformative power of storytelling to facilitate healing and growth